Good morning. It is the morning break. I am Rob Patz. It is so good to be here. It is good to be here. It is Tuesday morning, November 11th. And if you are a veteran, salute to you. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. And we talk a lot about the service part, but we forget the sacrifice part. For a lot of them, it was the ultimate sacrifice, sacrificing their life for our country. And for those of you that made it back, we salute you. We know the sacrifice is not only physically, but mentally that you made during your time serving our country. Veterans Day today, we've got a lot to talk about. This is going to be a great edition. Dr. Trudy is going to be with us coming up in just a little bit. We're going to talk about some stuff with her, like family dynamics during the holidays. We're going to do that. That should be interesting. That is coming up later in the break. Got my coffee. Of course, you know I love talking about 7 Weeks Coffee. They are awesome to us. They have been fantastic to our show, to our network. 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to give you a couple suggestions. My wife had this great idea when we got connected with 7 Weeks Coffee. And by the way, I'm going to take a drink of coffee because bottom line, I'm thirsty. It's Tuesday morning and I'm thirsty. Nothing beats it. But my wife had this great idea. She said, because she asked me which coffee I'd like, and I went, well, I would love to get maybe dark roast because that's my thing, or whatever you think is good. And we were reading through because they have some great ones, and I was like, yeah, the dark roast sounds good. She said, I'm gonna get a variety pack. Now, if you've never had a small batch roast coffee before, you need to. If you love coffee at all like I do, you need to do this. You need to try out a small batch coffee like 7 Weeks Coffee because the flavor is incredible. It is amazing. And it's life-changing. 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order. Did you see any of the game last night? Monday Night Football, Packers and the Eagles. Oh, man. If scoring was your thing, then last night was not your thing. It was slow. It just felt slow. It was a good game. If you like defense, it was a great game. I always hate those, like when you are in a situation where somebody has to lose. 10-7 final. Eagles win. Was I impressed with the Eagles? Oh, heavens no. Was I impressed with the Packers losing? No. I mean, and the funniest thing about both of these teams, they're picked to do really well this year. It's just crazy. Anyway, hey, listen. So when you go to a football game or watch a football game at home, what's the best part besides the game? It's the snacks. And one of the great new sponsors on Abundant TV is my it's tough to say. It's My Snackies. And I didn't think it was going to be tough, but hey, check this out.
My Snackies. Freeze-dried treats done right. Packed with flavor and that wild crunch. Made fresh in small batches. By a small family business you can feel good about. Right here in Kansas.
Can't get better than this.
We stand on faith and traditional family values, and we're thankful for everyone who supports us. These bags go fast.
Shoot, those are good.
my-snackies.com.
Hey, great folks at My Snackies. If you've missed it, a few weeks ago, we had Donnie Young. He is the co-owner, he and his wife, of My Snackies. So, hey, listen, you're checking out football, check out My Snackies. You're going to see them on the network. By the way, if you're watching on Abundant TV, thank you so much. Thank you for finding us. It's easy to find us on our Abundant TV app. It's under the live. You see my smiling face, and you can go there. And, of course, if you enjoy regular programming, that's on the network 24/7 on our network. By the way, one of the things, of course, we're talking about Veterans Day to start today's show. And I want to talk about this. Jimmy Graham's going to be with us tonight on a brand new edition of the Rob and Kristen Show, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Check that out. He is really a cool dude, former Navy SEAL. It is super neat. Great interview. That's tonight. Brand new episode, 8 o'clock Eastern time on the app. Find out more information. By the way, I get some heat because I talk a lot about baseball. See, we're in Detroit Tigers. And I talk a lot about football, but I forget other sports. And I get heat, especially because we have to remember that not only are we on the air here in the United States, but we're on the air around the world. Had an interesting comment. Somebody said, tell us some other sport that they shot me this email through the app this morning. Said, tell me about some other sport than just the sports that you do in the United States. And I went, I got you. By the way, it started today, actually. It is the I want to get this right because this is important because it's not a sport I follow. It's the 2025 Grand Slam of Darts. It's in Wolverhampton, and that starts today. Do not know anything about darts. I have probably played darts or thrown a dart maybe 6 times in my life. Now, if you count lawn darts, I'm there with you. I have you. I got you. I can do lawn darts. They're dangerous, though. When I was a kid, they were dangerous. They're not nearly as dangerous as they were back then. You could stick them into a fence. I know that speaking from experience. Just so you know. By the way, good news. Looks like the federal government shutdown is going to come to an end, or it looks like they are going to vote. It's going to be all taken care of. Probably already has by the time that you've seen the show or seen the show. But that's great stuff. With getting that taken care of, getting back. I want to ask a question, though, and this was something that challenged me this morning in a devotion I was reading. What did your church do during the shutdown? There's so many people that are dependent on some of the government programs. And what did your church do? And it was a challenge. What did your church do? And then the second challenge on my devotion this morning was, what did you do? And very interesting stuff. The whole shutdown thing, I think it was fatigue moments. I think we were all done hearing about it, no matter what side you were on. It was like, okay, let's get this over with and move back to normalcy. Hey, you know what? We're going to talk to Dr. Trudy when we come back. We're going to talk about the holidays and stress. There's no stress in the holidays, is there? I don't think so. Hey, remember the great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order that 7 Weeks Coffee. When we come back from the break, Dr. Trudy will be with us.
Behind every precious life, there was a choice. Behind every family moment, behind every special memory, there was a choice. A life of joy. A life that is beautifully and wonderfully made. At 7 Weeks Coffee, we are funding the pro-life movement, one cup at a time. Will you let your coffee serve a greater purpose?
Thanks to great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee. Remember, 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order. I appreciate it when you do. The great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee been with us at Abundant TV since I think it was early February of this year. My wife connected us, and then they connected with us and said, hey, listen, what you're doing is amazing. We want to work with you. And of course, we now order coffee from them, and that's always awesome. So 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10. Dr. Trudy is with us again. We've missed you. You were gone. You were in my home territory. You were in Seattle.
I was in Seattle, and it was great. We had the best time.
Did you like it? You went down. Did you stick any gum on the gum wall?
Well, here's the thing. I didn't, but I tried to get back there to do it. But I did take a ton of pictures of the gum wall. It was pretty amazing. But I never made it back down to stick my own gum on there. So next time,
Next time you'll have to do it. It is kind of I'm one of those people, and I hate to admit this, but it kind of grosses me out to think of all the spit on that wall.
I know.
And so I try not to say, because when I lived in Seattle, everyone that came wanted to go there. So all your family and friends would come to Seattle. One of the first things, other than going to the first Starbucks, was going to the gum wall. And I'm like, there's so many other things. We could go see Chihuly at the Seattle Center. Oh no, we want to go and look at the gum on the wall.
I mean, it was pretty impressive. Like, I didn't even know about the gum wall. We were walking around the what's it called down there?
Market.
The market, and we happened to cross, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I started taking pictures of it, and I posted it on social media, and someone's like, well, did you make it to the gum wall? And then they said, oh, I see that you did. But I didn't know it was a thing until I got there. But it was impressive.
Big deal. Big deal. Favorite? I always ask people that come to Seattle, what was your favorite part?
We took so we were there for a conference, so we didn't have a lot of time, but we took a ferry ride or boat ride over to one of the islands, and it was just so beautiful. Just getting out
to Bainbridge, if I remember right.
Yes.
Yeah. Bainbridge Island holds great memories for me. I have a lot of friends who live on the island. But that ferry ride, by the way, just because I still have Washington blood in me, we always have to pump the fact that the largest ferry system other than Sweden is in Seattle, is the Washington State Ferry System. The ferry that you rode on is part of the largest network in the world, other than Sweden, a country. So the state of Washington, it's Sweden, and then the state of Washington, two largest ferry systems in the world. And it's fun. It's a great way to go on the water, to get on Puget Sound, and to be able to enjoy that moment. And the ferry ride back from Bainbridge to Seattle is one of the most famous photographed, because that's the best way to take a picture of downtown Seattle.
And it's so beautiful. I mean, it was so beautiful just coming back with the mountains in the distance, and it was beautiful. So we joke and say, I think we'll have our second home one day in Seattle, but I think that must be just a joke. But it was very pretty. We had a great time. So I think we'll be going back in the next couple of months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, if you go, okay. So this is not planned for the show, nor does probably anybody else other than you and I care about what I'm about to say. Is you need to go to Bellevue and if you go during the holiday, if you're there during the Christmas season, you need to go to Bellevue Square. The guy that created we worked for Disney and helped with that, created a winter wonderland at Bellevue Square. It is incredible. Even if you don't like Christmas, you have a great time.
I mean, I would love to. I like Christmas. I mean, talking about holidays, it's a little hard this year, just second year of my dad's passing. So it changes things a little bit, but I still love Christmas.
Yes. And they have snow, which we don't get a lot of in Seattle. So it was a big deal. They have the artificial snow comes down and the whole thing. It's very cool.
We got snow yesterday here in Atlanta, Rob.
We got snow here in Ohio too. It wasn't very much, and I'm sure for you guys it was a complete mass
Shut down.
It shuts everything down, because I was on a radio station. For those of you that don't know, I'm on a radio station in Alabama. I have to fly into Atlanta. That's my airport. It's one of my favorite in the country, though people hate on it a lot. And I literally, I was leaving Seattle, and they said they might get 2 inches. I thought, well, that's not going to be a problem. Oh no, I get to Atlanta, and pretty much the whole place was 2 inches shut down. And I'm like, okay, so yes.
Yeah, we don't do well when it snows. And I thought they were going to shut the schools down, even though it was just little flurries. I'm like, okay, here comes the school shutting down. But no, we made it through.
So tell me something, and we got a chance to catch up because we missed you there. It was you were gone, and we get to have you back now. But I want to talk about a couple things. And I don't know if I'm hearing it more this year because you and I both sharing something. This is the second year now. My mom will be gone for the holidays,
Mhm.
and but the one thing I'm hearing more of from people is a higher anxiety level for the holidays. How do people combat that? I mean, how do we figure out how to get by the anxiousness, the worry, all of the things that are going on?
I can give you the easy answer and say, give it to God. But then we take it right back, right?
Yes.
We give it to him, we take it right back. And I think it's learning, Rob, for me, it's been learning to walk through the emotions, walk through the griefs or the joys or the discomfort. It's if we don't walk through the emotions and allow our body to experience those emotions, then the emotions will just be stuffed in our body and manifest in different ways. There's a great book. It's not a Christian book, but it's called The Body Keeps Score. And if we don't allow ourselves to go through those emotions healthy, doing it healthy, then we suppress them and then it takes root in our body. And that's where anxiety and stress comes on. People are on so many different anxiety pills right now because we haven't learned how to deal with our anxiety and our stress, our grief, and our emotions in a healthy way. Because we've always told, I think more so for men, but also for women, men aren't supposed to cry. Men aren't supposed to have emotions. But God created us to have emotions. He's just like, don't let your emotions have and control you. So I think we need to learn how to experience those emotions and know that it's okay.
Yeah, I think that's so. We talked a little bit last time about people that might stress us out during the holidays
Yeah.
and how we deal with that. I want to take it a kind of a step further, and I hate to say this because it sounds materialistic, but for a lot of people, the stress becomes with the holidays, with the Christmas holidays, is money wise for gifts and stuff. What is your suggestion? Because especially right now, for a lot of people, financially, it's tough.
It's
What
tough.
would your suggestion be to how to handle and manage the stress of the season, far as like financial stress and those things?
Oh my gosh. I think that even to my son who's 19, he's like, "Mom, we have just over commercialized Christmas. We've gotten away from what Christmas really means. I mean, gifts are great. Um, but when we have to put ourselves in a financial bind to buy gifts, are we really missing out what Christmas is about?" And, I'm not just talking about it being about Jesus, but it's about relationships. It's about creating memories. And so Christmas doesn't have to be expensive, Rob. We can create our own memories by, I'm not very crafty or artsy, but I have some people in my family who are, and they make their gifts. And those gifts are much more sentimental to me than when I go out and buy a pair of tennis shoes for someone, even though they may need them or not need them. But I think it's just doing a heart check of what are we trying? Are we trying to keep up with the Joneses? Are we trying to buy happiness? Or are we trying to buy love? And really figure out what our motives are for wanting to overspend on the holidays.
I have to tell you, one of my favorite gifts that I get is when somebody will make me like homemade cookies or
Yes,
something like that. And it's not, and again, it's not because the other things are not important. And I love all the gifts I get, but sometimes it's that thought process that goes into it.
yes,
And that is where I think that a lot of people are stressed. I was talking with a guy friend of mine, and he's like, "Man, I don't know what I'm gonna do." He said, "This year has been a lot tougher financially." And he said, "I don't know what I'm gonna do. And everybody expects me to spend all this money." And I said, "It's not about the money." And I think here's the thing that you touched on that I think is so important. It's being present.
hmm
It's I think a lot of what our society, one of the biggest issues, and you're the doctor, I'm not, but is we have become a society of not being present.
right.
I mean, you go to a restaurant, and how many times have you gone to a restaurant? Chris and I did this. It was this past Saturday. By the way, I hate sitting at a table. I prefer a booth
Yeah.
always. But so because we're like right in the middle of the restaurant, it's like everybody, they all points towards you. You're like, okay, I'm eating. But I watched these people, and there were a couple, probably a few years older than I was, and both of them are sitting like this the whole time.
Right.
I'm like, they didn't, I don't know if now and again, I don't know. Maybe they were brother and sister. I doubt it, but they could have
Maybe
been.
they're texting each other.
Or maybe they were texting each other. It could be, but I doubt it. But
I doubt it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that if you're going into this holiday season, and you'll give the advice, but I'm going to set you up on this one, is be more present. Thanksgiving, be more present. And I think Dr. Trudy and I can both tell you that being more present in front of the people that are no longer here, that you don't realize that, because in life you realize you think everybody's going to be here all the time, and they're not. And then you go, man, I wish I'd have been present more. I wished I would have taken that time to ask these questions. And that's one of the things that I've been dealing with this year. And Kristen will attest to this, is I would love to have asked my mom this, or I would, maybe for the holidays, that's what you do. What do you think?
No, I think too, because I was thinking about my dad. And one of the things I wish I would have done with my dad, I don't have many regrets with my relationship with my dad the last 10 years, but the last couple of weeks that he was alive, I wish I would have written down more things about him and the time that we spent together. Because when they're gone, they're gone. And so I think the point of being present is so important. I heard a sermon the other day, and it was about Mary and Martha, and the difference between Mary and Martha. And Mary was present. Mary wasn't, even though the things that Martha was doing needed to be done at some point, Mary was present. She was just sitting there being present. And what did Jesus say at that point? What Mary has found, that cannot be taken from her. And when we sit and we are present, that's when the memories are there. That's when we can say, and that's how I felt with my dad. I made sure I was present, so there's no regret. But how often are we so busy, that we are not present, and we miss those moments? I mean, they even say we miss moments. We're trying to take pictures with our phones to capture the moment, but we miss the moment because we're too busy trying to take pictures. And learn to just embrace the moment is so powerful, because we'll never get that moment back. I mean, and it's important. And if we're so, they say that busyness is a tool of the enemy, Rob, because he wants us to stay so busy, and then we're so distracted, and then we miss those special moments. And the holidays, we're rushing to and fro. What if we just kind of changed our thought process a little bit, slowed down, sat down a little bit more, or, just enjoyed who we have around us instead of trying to be or do, what are we called? Human beings, not human doings.
Oh,
But we fall into that trap, right? Of
yep.
I've got to do, when we really just need to be.
What is one piece of advice you would give people during the holiday to help them be less stressed?
That's a great question. There's so many things we could do differently. What I would say, honestly, is to have a heart and an attitude of gratitude for what you have, because so often we forget to be thankful for the moment because we're so busy trying to achieve. But if we can stay thankful and have a heart of thankfulness through this season, throughout life, that would lower the stress, because when you're thankful, you're more at rest. But when you're trying to grab onto the next shiny object, or buy the next thing, or please the next person, or whatever, there's so much chaos in your mind. But if you can say, okay, wait, I'm thankful, I have a heart of thankfulness, of gratitude, then I think the stress it stays at bay.
Oh, I love that. Okay, one last thing before we go. What is one thing, and we talk right before Thanksgiving, so this isn't going to be the whole thing, but I want to ask you now, what is one thing you look forward to eating on Thanksgiving?
Eating. What eating? Let me think. I thought you were going to ask me what was one thing I want. So my son and I are running a half marathon together. Yay. So that was what I was going to say if you asked me what I was looking forward to the most. But eating, I love turkey and dressing. I love turkey.
It's the number one thing. It's
Yeah.
number one at what everybody talks about. Dr. Trudy is with us again today. We'll see her right before Thanksgiving. We'll probably find out what she's thankful for, which we already know, but spoiler alert, you'll all have forgotten in 2 weeks. So I Dr. Trudy, thanks for being with us again. We come back, my final thoughts after this. Super excited about that event next April in Orlando. I'm excited to get to go back to Orlando. Not because I'm a Disney fan, but I just love Orlando. Great place. It's going to be a great event. U.S. Christian Chamber of Commerce will be there. You should be there too. Remember to check that out. Final thoughts for today. Okay, Thanksgiving isn't even here yet, but everybody's talking about Christmas, release of many different lists. We talked about the Google list yesterday of trending things for Christmas. Today's list comes from an interesting, it's a tech company, tech magazine. And I found this to be very interesting. The Switch 2 is the number one most requested techie gift this year. I've never played the Switch. I think it looks cool. Have cousins and nieces and nephews that have them, but never have played it. It's the number one gift, though. The number two gift is the one that was kind of interesting to me, and I want to get your feelings on this. So you can leave a comment or hit us on the app, whichever way you want to do this. Number two is an AI desktop companion. It's called Lumi the robot, and I watched the video on this thing, and it like goes around your desk, and like you can talk to it, ask it questions, it answers the questions. Lumi, that's number two on the list. Those are your top two. The third one's kind of a boring one. I mean, because I think the Switch would be interesting. I think the AI robot, it'll wink at you, it will talk to you. It's I guess very cool. About $180, so it's not like you're investing a whole bunch. So if you have a tech friend or a tech relative, you want to get them that. The number three thing, and this one just seems kind of boring to me, is the Apple AirPod 3. I don't know. To me, that doesn't seem like I wouldn't want that for a great gift. I mean, those are the top three from Tech Magazine, and I don't know the AirPods. By the way, am I the only person, and I might be, that Apple earbuds or the AirPods or any of those things, they just don't fit? I don't know if I have strange ears. I have no idea what's going on there, but they don't fit. They never have fit me right. I actually do. I had Bose, and I still do. I have Bose headphones. They fit me so much better. I don't know, just crazy things to think about. Thanks so much for being with us on today's edition of the Morning Break. Thanks to all of our veterans. And again, we appreciate you, salute you. Where are you going out to eat? There's so many restaurants giving out free stuff today. If you're a veteran, you deserve it. Go out, find all of your favorite places, grab food. I know in Ohio, Big Boy is giving out, I think they call it the Big Boy Burger. Seriously. Just saw that. A lot of great stuff going on, though. And again, we appreciate you for your service and your sacrifice. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, where's the time gone? Way too fast. It is the Morning Break. I'm Rob Patz. We will see you tomorrow.